Late Night Health continues. We're talking with Sherry Torkos. She's a registered pharmacist and practices holistic pharmacy. And one of the common things that we just found out about during summer months is that bladder infections become easier to contract and to get. What can somebody do once they have a bladder infection rather than take an antibiotic, or should they take an antibiotic?
Well, this is a case where if you have an infection, most likely you're going to need an antibiotic. Now, if you catch it at the very beginning, when you're just starting your symptoms, within the first 12 hours, you may be able to get away with treating it early on with a cranberry product. There's a concentrated cranberry ingredient called Cranmax, which is the most widely studied cranberry product in the market. And there's some preliminary evidence that if it's taken right in the acute stages, it can be helpful. And I know some urologists do use it that way. However, it's best utilized as a preventative. So for women or men too, that get anywhere like 2 or more bladder infections a year, I always tell them, take the Cranmax, take it regularly. A lot more effective than taking cranberry juice, and you save yourself a lot of sugar calories.
Yeah, absolutely.
But once you get an infection, you really need to see a doctor, because the problem is if a bladder infection doesn't get treated, the bacteria can climb further up your urinary tract, so it can go into the kidneys.
Oh, boy.
And then it can become very serious very quickly, where you can even have kidney damage. So, you want to be on top of it. This time of year, drink lots of water so that you're voiding regularly. And hygiene practices are also important, making sure that you wipe for women front to back, and voiding before and after intercourse is really important as well. Changing your undergarments regularly if you're perspiring. And again, the Cranmax for prevention is really a great choice.
And that works for both men and women?
Yeah, it's for men and women, and it's 500 milligrams once daily. So it's easy to take, and it's sold by a variety of different brands. You'll even see it in Costco. I think it's called Simply Right. There's a brand in Costco, and any of your main pharmacies. You just want to look for that Cranmax ingredient.
You mentioned, other than the sugar aspect of cranberry juice, does cranberry juice help prevent urinary and bladder infections?
Well, the studies have been a bit mixed on cranberry juice, and we think that part of the reason is that there are different concentrations of actual cranberry in cranberry juice. Most of the cranberry juice that you see in the store has like 20-some-odd% actual cranberry juice, and the rest is sugar and water. And if you knew how much sugar was in a glass of cranberry juice, it's actually more than in a typical soft drink. It's obscenely high, like 14 teaspoons of sugar or more. So you really have to watch out for that. But the studies on cranberry juice have been a bit of a mixed bag. Some studies have found benefits, some studies have not. The most effective study on cranberry juice utilized pure, unsweetened, natural cranberry juice, and that was actually published in the Canadian Journal of Urology, and they used pure cranberry juice, they compared it to placebo, and they compared it to the Cranmax, the cranberry supplement, and they found that the Cranmax was slightly more effective than the cranberry juice, but better tolerated and more cost-effective, because pure cranberry juice is very expensive. But you can find it in a health food store, and if you want to make your own, you could add a little stevia, some water, some lemons, have a little bit. But again, I'd suggest making your own versus drinking the cocktails, which have a lot of sugar.
Yeah, the sugar part of that is what always gets me, because it's so much in that glass.
Yes.
Are there any? We only have about a minute left. What? Any other recommendations on these bugs that we can get during the summer months?
Well, talking about some of the infections that can occur, people are concerned about tick bites and mosquito bites and things like that. And I get a lot of questions about these natural insect repellents. Do they work as well as, say, the DEET? I mean, I'm not an advocate of using steeped
Right.
regularly. I mean, it's certainly more effective than the essential oils, but you can find in a health food store neem oil, NEEM, also citronella and
citronella is
lavender.
a good one. I've used that one.
Yes,
We're out of
and they can
time,
be
Sherry.
helpful.
We'll have to have you back, and we'll talk about the other kind of bugs, the
Sounds
creepy
good.
crawly ones. Okay, and how to
All right,
how
thank
to
you so
avoid
much,
those.
Mark.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Visit
day.
Sherry at her website. You can go to our website, and there'll be a link in a picture. I'm Mark Alyn. Thank you very much for listening today. Have a good week. Have a great week, and most importantly, have a healthy week. We'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.